The Black Phone is the new horror movie that stars Ethan Hawke that is out on the big screen for you guys to go and check out. This movie is all about kids who are getting abducted by the grabber who takes them, locks them away, and they're never seen again. Now, I'm going to tell you guys my thoughts on this movie. Let me know in the comments below, what did you guys think of this movie? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And let's get straight into this review of The Black Phone. Okay, so The Black Phone starring Ethan Hawke. I have been excited for this film because it's Ethan Hawke. It's Ethan Hawke and he's so good. So when I saw the trailer for this, I was like, yes, this looks like it's up my alley. A horror movie that could be really, really good. I have heard of The Black Phone. I have heard of it. I didn't know if it was a real story or if it was a fictional story, but I knew some details about The Black Phone, and like it's a short story apparently, but I have heard people talk about it before. I don't know where I heard it or how I knew it, but I knew about it. So I was going in here with high expectations. I was super excited. After watching The Black Phone, I came out of the theater and I was over the moon with this movie. I really enjoyed this movie quite a lot. There is so many good things about this film that they did that took it away from the traditional horror cliches and made it more of a nuanced horror movie. And I like when they do that because there's so many moments that you're watching in this film where they could have easily gone down the traditional horror route and really made it predictable and not that good. But this one, they did the complete opposite, which is what I'm so grateful for. What really works really well in this movie is the build-up. The whole first hour is complete and utter build-up to the big event that actually happens, to where a particular character is taken, and then we follow their journey. But it's all from the perspective of the captive. It's not from Ethan Hawke's perspective, it's from the actual kids, which is great. And the whole build-up with the way that they did it with other kids getting taken first really set the groundwork for the suspense. Because you didn't know who was going to be next. Like, there was just people from all different type of backgrounds, from all different type of, like, bullies to non-bullies to the stereotypes that you put in the school being taken. So no one was safe. And you felt that in the first hour. You're like, there is literally no one that could not be taken by this guy. Like, this guy is going for anyone and everyone. And that really set the tone. And that was great. And then when the big thing does happen, this movie just goes even further beyond. When we do get into the one location, we really focus on the actual kid himself. And look, people are going to talk about Ethan Hawke and how good he was. He was really, really good as the grabber. He was menacing. He was intimidating. He really brought the present. He was great. Absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. Like, this guy, world class. Phenomenal. And he really played a real fantastic villain. He was always felt unstable. You didn't know what you were going to get when he was in the room, which worked so well. You didn't need to know his motive. And that's what I like about it. They didn't over-explain anything. There's a moment where they had the chance for him to come down and explain his plan, but they didn't. They opted out of that, which made it even better. Because I'm like, I don't need... This guy's... Obviously, something's wrong with him in the head. And there's just people like that in the world. And that's why it felt so realistic. It didn't feel fantasy, like a fantasy villain that has this grand motive. No, it just felt like a down-to-earth, realistic horror film that could happen in real life. And I like that aspect. But what really carries this film is the performance of the kid. The kid that plays the main lead is absolutely fantastic in this film. And he carries this film on his shoulders. He was so incredible in this film. Like, this kid's got a huge future ahead of him in the industry because he really brought it. He brought the A game. Like, the emotion was there. I cared so much for him. I was rooting for him the whole entire time. I wanted this kid to get out. And the performance just showcased me really being invested in him and wanting him to survive. Like, that was so incredible. His sister was great as well. She was really, really good. And what they did so well is they made you care for these two characters. So when they're taken, you're like rooting for them to survive because you care for these characters. And it's very rare in a horror movie that they get it right like that. They're starting to get better and better now, and that's what makes horror movies so much better these days, is because they are making you care for these characters. You want to root for them. You want to see them succeed. With the supernatural element in this film as well, I know some people are going to be like, well, why did that happen? Why did certain characters, were the only ones to hear the black phone? Why did certain characters only have the dreams? I get that. I understand that. That's not explained in the movie. The supernatural element isn't explained. For me, it's not a huge problem, but I know some people are going to have a problem with it, and that's fine. I can understand that. I totally get that. But I like the incorporation of that and how each time that happened, it built on from each other. And towards the end, when the final act occurs, everything that was happened on the black phone has a purpose. And that worked really, really well for me because I wanted them to do that. I didn't want them to just be like, boom, here we go. This is useless now. This is useless. It didn't work. No, it all served a purpose, which is great storytelling. Absolutely fantastic storytelling. The jump scares in here got me good. Absolutely got me good. They're not predictable. And that's what I like. I hate it when there's predictable jump scares. You're like, okay, I know jump scares coming. Because then all the tension and the stress, anxiety is all gone. Because you know it's coming. In this, where the first one gets you out of nowhere. Like, it just comes out of nowhere. And it really is that icebreaker where you're like, okay, I'm on the edge of my seat now. And when you think one's coming, it's not coming. And they're so unpredictable and it works so well. The effects were great. The practical visual effects were just absolutely fantastic. The camera work from changing from the old image when it's a dream to like the old millimeter stuff that really feels like you're back in in the 70s to the nuance camera is absolutely brilliant. I really like that aspect and showcasing that. That worked really, really well for me. The story worked well. The cinematography is great. The music was good. I enjoyed this film quite a lot. Absolutely had a ball with it. Thought it was fantastic. It's definitely in my top 10. Absolutely definitely in my top 10. And it's well worth going out and watching it. So let me know in the comments below, what did you guys think of the black phone? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe and I'll see you guys next video. Till then, stay safe. Peace out.